revealing the future of human evolution and AI. The next leap in human evolution won't arrive with a dramatic press release or a chrome-plated baby crib, will it? Nope. It's already here, tucked inside the gentle buzz of a phone in your pocket, or the silent hum of algorithms shaping your digital landscape. Every time predictive text finishes your thought, or an algorithm nudges your brain to offload a skill you once owned, you're experiencing it. This isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. We're not waiting for a distant cyborg future, we're living the soft launch, a quiet revolution happening right now, within us and around us. Picture the Industrial Revolution, a world of steam, soot, and sweat. Suddenly, brute muscle didn't decide your worth. Machines did. Now swap that steam for silicon, and those clanking gears for whispering algorithms. The new revolution isn't out there, in some factory. It's in here, between your ears. AI is subtly trimming the mental muscles we've relied on for millennia, reshaping our very cognitive landscape. Memory, navigation, even something as fundamental as mate selection, are quietly being outsourced to code. And like any good evolutionary pressure, the ones who adapt fastest won't necessarily be the strongest or the smartest in the traditional sense. They'll be the most seamlessly augmented, those who can integrate these new tools into their very being. It's a profound shift, isn't it? Evolution used to mean facing down saber-toothed cats or surviving a brutal drought. Today, the selective pressure is a glowing rectangle that knows you better than your mother does, perhaps even better than you know yourself. When GPS plans your route, our ancient mapkeeper, the hippocampus, lights up less. Think about it. Studies on London cab drivers famously show a beefier posterior hippocampus from memorizing countless streets and routes. But what about rideshare drivers who simply follow a blue dot? They don't get that same neural growth. The old adage, use it or lose it, has never applied so quickly or so dramatically. In just 2 generations, we've seen average human attention spans shrink from a respectable 12 seconds to a fleeting 8 seconds. That's 1 second shorter than a goldfish. The fish didn't get smarter, we just got a whole lot skinnier in our focus. This isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a fundamental change in how we process and engage with the world. A significant cultural and psychological shift driven by constant digital stimulation. Remember phone numbers? For many of us, they're a hazy memory, if we remember them at all. We store them in silicon instead of gray matter. That's called cognitive offloading, and every offload moves a mental task from brain to cloud. The upside, theoretically, is more room for creativity, more mental bandwidth for deeper thought. But here's the catch, that creativity now often leans on autocomplete, on algorithmically suggested next steps. Researchers at Columbia University found that people who Google answers instantly forget them twice as fast as those who jot notes by hand. Memory isn't just fading, it's being rewritten as search and forget. We might not be dumber, but we're certainly becoming dependent on an exoskeleton made of code, a digital crutch that shapes our decision-making and how we acquire knowledge. This constant externalization of memory and processing fundamentally alters our cognitive styles, making us more reliant on external systems and less on our internal capacities. Swipe-right culture looks trivial on the surface, a bit of fun, right? But consider this. Evolution is, at its core, statistical mate selection over time. And now, algorithms are curating who meets whom, subtly influencing the very fabric of human connection. Apps often boost profiles featuring symmetrical faces, classic markers of developmental stability and genetic fitness, thereby giving certain genes a visibility megaphone. This isn't just about dating, it's about the propagation of specific traits and preferences. Meanwhile, AI-driven echo chambers reinforce shared beliefs, creating a cultural version of assortative mating. We're not just finding partners who look like us, we're finding communities that think like us. This process is steering us into increasingly homogeneous genetic and ideological tribes faster and more efficiently than any geographic barrier ever managed. The cultural bias embedded in these algorithms, often trained on data from dominant cultures, risks perpetuating and even amplifying existing social divisions, impacting how we form relationships and interact as a society. Headphones, smartwatches, AR glasses, they feel like mere accessories, don't they? Just gadgets to enhance our lives, but each one is in essence a prosthetic upgrade, extending our senses and capabilities. Apple's newest Vision Pro, for example, tracks your eye muscles to render fake worlds, blurring the lines between the digital and the physical. And then there's Neuralink, which just got FDA approval for human trials, pushing the boundary even further with direct brain interfaces. These aren't just moonshot toys, they're the literal missing link between carbon and silicon. Once the interface moves from hand to cortex, the upgrade path becomes, in many ways, irreversible. Imagine trying to uninstall your sense of direction after decades of GPS reliance. Now try opting out of a chip that stores your childhood memories or enhances your cognitive functions. The exit ramp, for all intents and purposes, simply vanishes. This represents a profound shift in our biological and technological integration, moving us into a pre-cyborg phase where the distinction between human and machine becomes increasingly blurred. Subscribe for part 2,